drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop.
I'm calling about your car extension warranty.
Yeah.
Exorcist Believer just premiered this past week, directed by David Gordon Green, who also directed the recent Halloween trilogies and Pineapple Express. We receive a new sequel to the original 1973 William Friedkin's The Exorcist. Honestly, I feel that no one expected it, yet here we are. And here's what I have to say. As someone who enjoys supernatural horror films, demon possession that follows exorcism rites at the end can most of the time seem a bit, well, cliche, and always have the same agenda. But we're talking about a story that's inspired by a classic novel taking place in modern time. The trailer for this movie hyped up both fans of horror and fans of the original Exorcist for being another follow-up sequel, and also bringing back Ellen Burstyn reprising her role as Chris McNeil. Now, I'll admit, for me, this hinted that perhaps Linda Blair would also reprise her role as Regan, but sadly, you'll have to see the movie for yourself if you haven't seen it. And in addition to that, spoiler alert ahead, if you have not seen it yet, this is your last chance. Here I go. Leslie Odom Jr., who plays Victor Fielding, the father of Angela, played by Lydia Jewett, and then we have Catherine, played by Olivia O'Neill, and yeah, let's add Catherine's parents, Tony and Miranda, which we honestly don't know their last name. Hell, we don't even know the pastor's name. And I know I'll get into the writing in a bit, but the story at a glance does seem to center a lot on Leslie's character, a single father, a widower. The movie opens up during the event when Victor lost his wife while still pregnant with Angela, and Angela, well, she survives. One of the best themes when it comes to these type of supernatural horror films is the family-centered relationship and how the survival concept that plays when it comes to saving a loved one from demon possession, i.e. The Conjuring. And Leslie did do an outstanding performance playing as a father, fighting for his daughter's life, for his daughter's return, as well as dealing with the idea about exorcism rites that challenges his personal belief, not to mention the rivalry he has between his character and Catherine's parents. And we can pretty much notice the social concept from these characters where the writers take their values and beliefs and put them in action. Victor, a single black father, follows through with the police and puts up flyers on the streets reporting the missing girls, while the parents, white, they reach to their church for support. And as the story progresses, the events of what we've seen in the trailer picks up. Obviously, once the disappearance of the two girls take place and after being found, we get to enjoy those good horror-esque vibe with the quiet jump scares and startles, mostly similar to how they were executed in the original film, which in my opinion seemed to work best for most of the time because there's no eerie music that would suddenly stop. Now, delving a little bit more into the writing, when watching the first and second act, you basically get what's happening, and you do feel on board with the story, the engagement, and the horror vibe. And by the time the third act rolls in, you realize that maybe the movie was trying too hard to letting us know that this was a sequel, when in fact it just felt like another cliche demon possessing type of film. Chris McNeil, returning as a character, was only met for a very brief moment until she went blind. And as I sat there watching that, I mean, it could have gone either way, staying injured or die. But that, I felt, was when it all started to tumble for me. If we're trying to make something feel like a sequel to the original, at least have someone or something that can last throughout the entirety of the film, especially during the third act. Also, another thing I picked up on is how the writers were embedding and conveying this sense of unity between every beliefs, going up against the evil forces together, which, well, okay, I dig it. And speaking of different practices, and maybe I didn't hear it correctly in the movie and therefore I may have missed it, but the character, Dr. Beebe, I don't know. It wasn't clear what kind of practice or exorcist rite she was doing when she was introduced. Now, before I give my final thoughts and ratings, if this is your first time on this channel, then go ahead, hit the like button, and subscribe for more upcoming reviews that I'll be doing on movies and TV shows. Who knows? It could be things that I have not seen yet and are overrated, and yeah, I haven't seen them yet. So with all of that said and done, I'm giving this film an optimistic rating of, well, 4.5 out of 10. Yeah, viewers of all ages, this is the first ever lowest rating film that I've ever reviewed, so congratulations to Exorcist Believer. This film delivers the element of supernatural horror as promised. However, as far as the writing and the execution in the third act, as well as a couple of incomplete details, just makes the movie feel a bit unfulfilled and fails to be a sequel to the original. Wow, that felt pretty easy to say for a movie. A movie with low rating feedback. Is it recommendable? 50-50. And I say this for those who are a fan of the original. Sure, give it a go. And you can form your own thoughts, whether if it's like meh or hell yeah. Is it rewatchable? Negative. I can honestly say that after watching it once, it's not gonna be worth the time to watch it again. And honestly, I feel like it's highly forgettable. Like, I'll forget about this within a week or two. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are. The comment box is open. Share your thoughts freely, no judgment. Did you like it or did you hate it? Anything goes. Just go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. So until next time, guys, stay cool, stay safe, and keep watching movies the way they were meant to be seen on the big screen, because it's better when we watch together.